Hello. Hello, my name is Ron Forstoffel. I'm a retired judge from the Ashland County Common Pleas Court, Ashland, Ohio. I just finished a hearing, which is why I'm still in a row, but welcome to the Judge's Corner. Going to be doing a couple of videos here on Zoom and utilizing Zoom during a bench trial. I'm starting off here in this split mode, and I'll get back to this later. But kind of start with full screen and show you some of the navigation that's involved in using Zoom. First of all, you saw me click from a partial screen to a small screen. If you look up here in the upper right hand corner of the screen where my cursor is, there's a view button. You click on that and it gives you the opportunity to change your view, which it's not going to change how it appears, except the immersive view, which lets you do some stupid stuff if you want to. But I'm not going to play with that. I just want you to show you it's here, but you can also exit the full screen mode. And that can get you to something like this and allows you to get to your status bar, whereas the full screen gets rid of your status bar and may limit your ability to find things down here that you may be looking for in a little bit. Just as a precursor, you can hide the self view if you don't want to be looking at yourself. If you've got non-video participants, which sometimes happens during a seminar or something, you can hide them. There's a number of menu options up here at this view. For now, I'm going to exit the full screen view just so you can see my status bar. I've got some things up on my status bar. That allow me to get to them, as you could see just by clicking on them from the status bar. So we're going to start with this PowerPoint, and what this first video is going to be about. I'm not sharing my screen right now, that's why you don't see me. But we're going to talk about stopping and starting your video feed, or muting and unmuting your microphone, show you some basic navigation and formatting, which I've already done some of that, sharing your desktop, sharing a file via the chat function, and how breakout rooms work. Now, I'm the only one participating in this situation, or in this particular video, so it's rather difficult for me to show breakout rooms. But if somebody's using Zoom to record, you'll find that pop up here on the left. You'll see this is a meeting information button that gives you some meeting information, background information about who set the meeting and so on. We've got the video and the audio buttons here. If you click on the little area, or little arrow that points up, it'll take you to video settings, which will pop your video up that other people can't see. If you've got this video turned off, it'll still turn on your video with settings, so you can kind of double check yourself, see how you look. If you've got multiple cameras, it'll let you pick multiple cameras. It'll let you choose some background settings. You can choose virtual backgrounds, blur a background, which I usually do, as you can see what difference that makes. So those here are here on the little up arrow button on the video, and you can turn your video off and on just by clicking on the bigger part of the button. So I've now turned my video off. You'll see it prompts me down here on the status bar to start my video by clicking on it. It showed a red line through that. And the same happens with my microphone. If I click on it, you won't hear anything, and you'll see a red line go through this microphone button. Now, you'll see, you saw that little window up here at the top show up when I'm muted. And you notice it only happened the first time. That's a reminder that during mute, if you press your space bar, you can kind of treat this like a tabletop, old style tabletop microphone that had the press to talk button. So I'm going to mute my microphone. I'm now using the space bar as a press to talk button, and you'll see I'm temporarily unmuted, but when I let go of that space bar, now I'm unmuted. The microphone remuted. You can look at who's participating by clicking on this screen. I'm the only one in this video. There are security settings that can be addressed. I can take polls. There's a chat function here that pops up. There are breakout rooms that can be created. Normally those would be created by the host. And the way that works is I would create a breakout room. I might rename it to plaintiff only. I could do another room that's defendant, attorney. Would maybe build a third one that's attorneys only. And I would assign people to those breakout rooms so they would be removed from this video, placed in one of those breakout rooms. And I could assign, and all participants have been assigned to a room. And here's my options. I've got a default time of 7 minutes, but I can let people stay there longer. And there's nobody to assign. If I had people, it would open up all the participants and I could pick on who I wanted to assign to each room. So that's breakout rooms. And generally you will just get thrown into one by the presiding judge, magistrate, or bailiff who's operating the video screen or the Zoom hearing. You won't have to be responsible for that. Just ask to have a breakout room to talk with your client or to talk with your own attorney, other attorney, opposing counsel, other attorneys, plural if necessary, and the court can facilitate that. While I've got the chat open, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. You can chat with everyone at the meeting. That's the only option I get. But if you click on this blue button, if there are multiple people in the meeting, it would let you send a chat just to opposing counsel and not include the judge, to your client if they're participating separately and not be visible by everyone. So that function is there. You'll see these icons as you scroll over them. They show you what they do. I want to show you the file. When I click on that, it lets me choose where I grab that file from. I'm going to grab it from my computer and show you what happens when you share a file with the computer. What it does is it throws a file into your chat message, and when I send that message, because I can type text, now there's nobody to receive this other than me, but I throw that up there. Here's this exhibit and it's still downloading, but boom, now it's there. Other people who are participating in that meeting, since I sent the chat to everyone, can now access that file through the chat window. I can double click on it, it'll open on my computer, and I can save it. So that's how you add that. We can add whiteboards. I can live stream from here, but again, I don't normally live stream in domestic cases, but other cases I do have the capability to live stream on my YouTube channel, where a copy of this video is going to be posted, by the way. And I'm going to turn off the chat window. Let's talk about sharing screen for a second. You'll see I've got these windows open. That's why I'm actually not in full screen. But I can share my screen, and when I click on that, because I've got this PowerPoint slideshow already open, I can share that through the Zoom function. So now it's going to open up within Zoom, and you can see that I've got windows here. All the participants who have video streaming would line up the way I've got my screen formatted up and down the side of my screen. So I can see what's being shared, but I still have the videos visible. And as I'm making a record of this, I still have access to my controls. Notes I'm sharing a screen, I can stop the share. I can do a new share. I can have multiple participants sharing. Right now, my preference is one person at a time shares. It keeps the confusion down. But I can annotate on this screen. And I can control the PDF just by using it in my screen. Since I'm sharing the screen, I'm going to stop that share. And now that sharing is gone. I could probably save that shared screen as well. Sorry, I had a phone call coming in. I was checking my Fitbit. So that's in a pretty perfunctory method, a quick overview of Zoom and how it works. I'll talk a little more in the second video, which gets into more trial usage and sharing and management of PDFs, how we will manage that PDF. But that's the basic desktop sharing, breakout rooms. I've given you the various items that you kind of need to be comfortable with. If you've got a hearing scheduled with me as visiting judge, I'm always happy to create a Zoom meeting link that would let you get in and practice some of these skills. You could practice with opposing counsel, popping exhibits up and pulling them down. And again, that'll be a focus of the next video in this series of 2. But for now, that ends this video, and thank you for taking the time to watch it. Goodbye.